Yeah, we get it. Call of Duty still a thing. You know what? I am so sick of all of these shooting games showing up because they think that's what gamers of today like. Seriously, can't they give us something traditional again?
We're going to bring back the original Crash, Crash 2, and Crash Warped, fully remastered from the ground up for PlayStation 4.
Oh my god. My boy Crash. My first love. He's coming back.
Crash Bandicoot will also appear first, though, on PlayStation 4 this October in Skylanders Imaginators.
Okay, that's just fucking trolling. Crash Bandicoot. This mascot has been around for over 20 years and he has still to this day remained in the hearts of so many gamers, including myself. His series of games were some of the first video games I've ever played, so of course, when I found out that his games were being remade for PS4, and I guess nowadays other consoles, I was so excited. And believe it or not, the Sane Trilogy was actually my most hyped game of 2017. Yes, I know, there's Breath of the Wild, there's Splatoon, there's Mario Odyssey, but none of them could compare to how hyped I was to playing my favorite game mascot for a very long time. Seriously, it feels like 2017 has been so devoted to just bringing back a bunch of platformers. I mean, that year we got other games like Yooka-Laylee, Sonic Mania, and now we get to fill that void with this game. Now, I'm not going to review each game individually because I already did that. If you want to check out my original reviews, there's a card on the top right corner that will take you to each of my reviews that I did on each of the Crash games mentioned in this video. No, in today's review, I'm just going to be talking more about the differences in the remake compared to the original. And I won't waste too much on your time because a lot of people have already talked about this game, so I won't try to waste your time that much and just talk about how I felt about it. Of course, being a PS4 remake, they had to up the graphics, and I gotta say, with all the new animations, backgrounds, and new gameplay styles, this still feels like Crash Bandicoot. The animations are cartoony and over the top, making the cutscenes so much more funnier and so much more expressive than they were in the original. I absolutely love the animation in this game. Look how far we've come when it comes to video game animation. Seriously, it's almost comparable to CG films, especially ones from Disney. The soundtrack is great as well. They tried to recreate the same ones from the original. Although I am a little bummed out that there's no option to play the original soundtracks because while most of the soundtrack is pretty good, I would have definitely preferred to listen to some of the older tracks, especially for some of the weaker ones. In terms of other differences, you can now play as Coco across all three games. It's more of a cosmetic thing because she plays exactly like Crash, but it's cool to give the Coco fans a chance to actually play as her in all three of these games. It's not in every level, especially during the boss fights, but still it's a cool feature to see here. Though in general, the graphics, animation, and soundtracks already feel faithful to the original. Man, we haven't even talked about the gameplay, and already I feel like they're being really faithful when it comes to recreating this game.
Nope. You're overlooking the big issue. You yourself are denying it.
What the hell are you doing here?
I'm here to show you the truth of this game.
I'm not even finished with the review yet. Can't this wait until I finish?
No. This has to happen how?
Don't you mean now?
Yeah, I made a typing mistake on the script. Anyway, I'm here to show you the first design on Crash that should have been in this game.
Ooh, concept art? I love concept art. What is it?
Here, but don't tell the company I gave this to you.
Hey, thanks, man. I really appreciate... Wait, where'd you go? Oh, well, let's see this concept. This is fucking Bubsy. I will kill that motherfucker.
Psst, in the bush.
Oh, there you went, you asshole. Listen, I have a bone to pick with you. Now...
Shut up for a sec. They're on to me.
What are you babbling about?
They found out the truth.
If it has something to do with that figurine...
They know Bubsy's better!
Okay, in what universe is that fucking Bobcat better?
Any universe where you get pissed off.
I'm gonna kill...
Yellow? Hey, Nick. Got the plane? Yeah, good. I'll go home and order the package. Sorry, Yoshi, I gotta run.
Why do I have the sudden urge to be worried? Anyway, let's continue on. The trilogy also has a few gameplay adjustments to make all three of the original games consistent with each other. Like for example, you can now see a box counter on the top of the screen, or how these particular boxes only require 5 jumps to do instead of 10. It's a lot of small adjustments that makes the game a lot more fun to play with. But probably the most different thing about this game is the way Crash controls. This is not the same as the original games. They've added some new physics and new height distance for Crash's controls. You now have to be a lot more precise with your jumping, because if you fuck up on one particular jump, you're most likely not going to make it. A lot of people don't like the new controls, but personally, I love them. Yes, Crash falls a lot faster this time, and it does make some levels like the high road a pain to go through, but for the most part, I love the precision. I love how fast Crash moves when he's jumping, and he's a lot more precise than before. It also makes bouncing on boxes a lot more satisfying than they did in the original. And also, remember how in the original we had to get all of the boxes in one stage without dying once, even though you could backtrack? Well, in this game, now you can die as many times as you want, and you can still get the box gem. Well, technically, when it comes to the colored gems, you still have to complete those without dying, but you know what? I'm totally okay with this. The bonus stages in Crash 1 are also required to complete if you want to get every box, but unlike the first game, you can try them as many times as you like if you keep dying. There's plenty of adjustments in the first game that makes it a lot more fun to play compared to the original. But if there's one thing about the first game that's a bit iffy in my opinion, it would have to be the time trials. They added time trials to Crash 1 and Crash 2, not just Crash 3, but in Crash 1's case, it is so frustrating because these levels were not built to be speedrun, and when you have to be even more precise just to get as much time as you can, it's a pain. It's not as bad as in the second and third game because, you know, you have the dash ability and you can do more precise jumps and tricks, but in the first game, it's just hard. It took me so long to finally get the Platinum Trophy. Well, that's about it when it comes to Crash 1. When it comes to Crash 2 and 3, they're almost exactly the same, and I still really enjoy these games. Crash 2 still remains as my absolute favorite Crash game of all time, and I'm so pleased to say that it's still the same amazing game that I played 20 years ago. Well, I guess technically 15 years? I was born in 1990. Never mind. Look, point being, it's still the same game that I played a long time ago. I am a little bummed out that in Crash 2 the camera doesn't pan out a little bit when you're trying to backtrack for boxes, but again, I guess this game was supposed to be that faithful to the original. The animal levels in Crash 2 are still a lot of fun, as well as in Crash 3 as well. The plane levels in Crash 3 are actually a lot more fun as well. It's better to aim and shoot with the plane, and it's a lot more fun than the original. Unfortunately, the only vehicle in Crash 3 that I didn't really like as much, which is a shame because I loved it in the original, would have to be the jet ski levels. I don't know why they tried to make the physics more realistic, but it's so much harder to play these jet ski levels because the thing turns so slowly, especially when I'm trying to get all of the boxes. I don't know why they tried to make the physics feel so realistic because it was perfectly fine in the original, so why didn't they just keep it the same for this one? I have no idea, but point being, these jet ski levels now kinda suck. But while there are a few differences in the game that I'm certainly not okay with, there's so much good things here that I cannot recommend the Sane Trilogy enough. It's a fantastic game, and I think now is a good time to buy it, especially since it's coming out on Xbox One, Switch, and PC. It's now a multi-platform game that almost anyone can enjoy. I adored the Sane Trilogy, and it has become my favorite game of 2017. Yes, I'm not kidding. I swear this remake feels like a big love letter to fans of the original games, and it's so good to see Crash finally brought back after so many years of bullcrap. The Sane Trilogy is absolutely worth it. You get 3 games that all play great, look great, and sound great. This is hands down the best remake that I have ever played by far.
Just like Bubsy.
That does it! Crash, get him!
Wait, what?
Oh yeah, I got this guy on my side.
Oh, please. Hey, let go of me!
You finally get what's coming to you, asshole.
You think you can make me break? You're out of your mind. Wait, no. No.
Play the Sonic fan film.
No! Please! Please, anything with this! Please!
I know. I can make quite an entrance. You know, I can come back and do that again.
No!